Hi everyone, my name is Debbie. I'm Debbie from One Step at a Time. You may be wondering why you haven't seen many postings from me since last August. And to be honest, there's a lot been going on. For somebody who loves writing, it would be fair to say that the words have been really difficult to find. But now I feel I can say them and that I'd like to share them with you and hope that if you're going through anything difficult at the moment, it gives you some hope that there is a way through and there is light at the end of the tunnel. If somebody had said to me 2 years ago, at the beginning of sort of January 2014, that over the next 2 years I'd face some of the most challenging times of my life, I'd have laughed because I was starting on a new path. I was on my way to Spain to start a new work life and looked like it was all going to be quite an exciting period of my life. As many of you will know, the work thing in Spain didn't work out and left me feeling, let's be honest, quite depressed, and it took a long time for me to get through that. But I don't want to dwell on that because I think from everything bad that happens, lots of learning comes. So there has been a lot of learning about that experience, both about myself, and I'm very proud of making the decision to walk away from that experience, but also how I've used that experience to project me forward in many aspects of my life. The thing, I suppose, that has been the hardest thing for me to talk about and deal with is that at Christmas really of last at 2015, no sorry, Christmas 2014, my father started to feel quite unwell. He'd been unwell on and off for many years, but he'd started to feel more unwell than usual. And I guess from Christmas through to last August, we watched him go through quite challenging times with his health and deteriorate to the point that in August he went into hospital. We thought for something routine in terms of getting him back on his feet and home again. But we were given the news, unfortunately, that my dad was terminally ill. He had a lung problem, a heart problem. His heart was actually working at 20%. And he had an aneurysm that was too big to operate on in terms of his heart wouldn't cope with it. So in August, the end of August, we were given the news that my dad had between 6 weeks and 6 months to live. And as you can imagine, that's one of the hardest things you can ever hear, and nothing can ever prepare you for the prospect of losing a parent. One of the other difficult things was that since 2011, and we haven't spoken about it to many people, my mum was diagnosed with vascular dementia. And so through that time as well, since 2011, we've watched that progress. And in August, when my dad went into hospital, my mum came to live with us. And we realised just how far that illness had taken my mum, which again was extremely difficult to be part of, really. So it felt very much like I was losing both parents at that time. Also, my mum, bless her, broke her ankle in the hospital visiting my dad. So not only did we have my dad in hospital with his whole illness going on, we had my mum with dementia and a broken ankle. So it would be fair to say August was quite a challenging time for us. We made the decision in September, early September, that it was right for my parents to come and live with us for however long my dad had left, and my mum, then we would make some decisions post that. Again, there was quite a lot of stress surrounding them coming home, and we knew that we were going to be dealing with my dad's end-of-life care. And that in itself is a huge stress in making sure that that is right for someone and that person has the ending that you would hope for them. to be fair, them coming home was wonderful because, we were all here together. Sadly, my father didn't last too many more weeks after he came home. I think he knew my mum was safe with us and it was okay for him to leave us at that point. So in the middle of September, he left us. We were with, all the family was with him when he passed away. I was holding his hand, and in a strange kind of way, it was a very special experience. Not one that I'd ever, recommend people go through, but it was how it had to be. And he passed away peacefully in no pain, and that's all we ever wanted for him. So it would be fair to say September was a bit of a blur for us, to be honest, going through that as we did. And then from there, we've been caring for my mother, who, although she has vascular dementia and it's progressing, we have days where she can't remember my dad's gone, and we have days where she can't remember the funeral at all, or sometimes us. And that's difficult because part of me hasn't had time to grieve for my dad. I've gone straight into a caring mode. But, again, she's a joy because, she now loves very simple things. She goes to daycare, and she has a care worker that works with us as well. And we've got her involved in all sorts of things. And I'm, it might be quite strange to say this, but I've learnt a lot from my mum through this experience, and my dad, in that, whatever you're facing, whatever challenges you're going through, it's amazing when you look at other people, how they cope. And, my mum gets up every day, she smiles, she never moans about life. She just gets on and does. She has tears, of course, when she remembers my dad's not with us anymore, and so forth. And she lost her brother as well a few weeks ago. And, the same thing. She just gets up each morning and very stoically goes through it. So, it has been a very difficult time for us. But, my mum gives me inspiration every day that she does. And it's strange because people say to me, what a terrible 2 years you've had. And yes, there have been some very, very difficult times through that 2 years. But it's strange because actually for me, it has been awful, some of the occasions. But I have probably gone through the biggest part of my personal learning that I've ever gone through. I've learnt a lot about myself. I've learnt about what I'm prepared to put up with and what I'm not, and that I have the strength to walk away from things and people when I don't believe they're right to have in my life. And I've learnt that, life and death happens as it happens for all of us, and you do get through it. And, I can now look back. I mean, it was only September clearly, but I can look back and, and be very proud of what we did for my dad, and very proud of what we're doing for my mom. My life has taken a very different turn. We had all sorts of plans for this year, and I turned 50 and we were going to go off and have all sorts of adventures. But, I've been put on a different path for a while, and for however long I can look after my mum, or we can look after my mum, we will. And, I have a fantastic support system around me. And that's the other thing I would say, whatever challenge you're going through, it doesn't have to be what I'm going through, it can be anything really. What I would say to you is get your support system around you. I have family that are there for me. I have a wonderful husband who has done far more than I could ever imagined he would have coped with, and I can't thank him enough for the love and support he's given me and my family. I have incredible friends around me who have, been there to hold my hand, take me for a cup of tea and a cake, or, just be there to hear me cry, or hold my hand when, days are very difficult. And
people moan about the NHS and the care support system, but, to be fair, we had fabulous support around my father, and we do around my mum. So, but you have to fight for it. And, I've always been a fighter, and those who know me know that justice is one of my key things, and I will fight to make sure that people get what they need, what they deserve, and what they're entitled to. So, that's what I've done. It has been a difficult 2 years and challenging. However, we're through it. We're through part of it. I don't know where it's going to go with my mum, but every day I wake up, I think that, it's another day we have with my mum as she is, and it's a day that we can give her love and support. And that's what really matters right now. Strip away everything, all of the material things that people have in their lives, the flash cars, the houses, the designer clothes, and all the other rubbish we have going on in life, and niggles and whatever. And it means nothing, because the people that are around you, your family, your friends, the love and support, that's what really matters. And that's what I focus on every day now, not everything else that has gone on. That's just immaterial, all that stuff that's gone on in the past. And we look forward to the future in whatever that brings for us, really. So I will get back to my writing. I'm also now developing my website. I will carry on with my coaching, and I will speak to you soon. So whatever you're going through right now, I hope this has given you some inspiration or something that you can use to get you through each day. But I'm always at the end of an email, always end of a phone. So, contact me if there's anything I can do to help you. Okay, guys, have a great week, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care.